Welcome back to iTeLearn.com. Day 3 for our entry to IT. So quick peek at what we did in the previous sessions. So first day we were kind of looking at the business problem or challenge or requirement, and we started to put everything into Excel, Notepad, and so on. That's primarily what we did. Yesterday was very interesting for the fact that as we keep discussing tools and applications, we are also being exposed towards many jargons, especially different types of application. How does a desktop app and a web app look differently? How do you know which is what app? That becomes very essential. Because what I'm talking about, team, in general, are conversations that you will hear within any IT industry at a minimalistic level. They're like, this is the most simplest conversation in IT that can happen without using too many terminologies. When you will start to work and go deeper on them, then you will have a deeper knowledge on specific areas, team, and that's what you need to start figuring. What is my cup of tea? What am I really good at, or I see myself doing? Those things is where you should keep playing around. So I spoke about applications, desktop, web, mobile. I don't think I've gone really into mobile applications to talk about. I keep emphasizing a lot on the view, and then there is the logic or functionality, or sometimes also called tools engine. This view is basically the user interface or user experience on how to interact with the application. Steam, at the end of it, the whole point is how does the application owner get you to utilize it the way it was built. Very, very critical. In today's world, time gets squeezed so significantly that for you to be focused on one thing for an extended period becomes very, very challenging. The view in today's IT world, the visual impact, how the user navigates, experiences our application, is one of the most critical aspects. Because when you look at simple applications, they've broken it down into what they call as front end, all right, or what I'm also talking about as UI or the view thing right now. And then there is the back end to the application. And this is more like you can talk about code, all right? Does not matter what that application is. As they get a little bit more complex, you will look at interacting with the application in the front end as a simple human, and this front end knows exactly how to get things done by the back. Let me tell you two quick examples. For example, in our Google Sheet yesterday, what you see here, team, is it front end or back end? Is this sheet a front end or back end? Think about it. It is a front end because customer or user can look at it and be able to make decisions based on that. Correct? Now, what is back end in this? Like this settings. how much should be the cost price, sale price, profit. Based on these settings, this will directly get impacted. So even the visibility as to how much is the profit, I can hide it here, or cost price. This kind of control on what to show, whom to show and what not to show becomes most critical with view. So as you keep going, you will realize that the two most important things are view, is also same thing as front end, etc., and the core backend. The other example that I could easily relate to in most of, at least the ENIOT members with iTeLearn would know. If you look at ENIOT as an application, even that has two things. ENIOT has a web front end that primarily helps the users to build tests, to maintain tests, and to be able to execute them. And then there's a backend engine which we built on Selenium and Java JUnit TestNG. So the web front end and the back end are going to be talking to each other. Web front end is made for humans or any front end. Back end is more system related. So we interact with the front end, and how does it go each time to back end, get some information or process something or log you into an application or make transfer from your bank. All those actions are performed. So it is more like, consider this, you are driving an all-electric, latest technology-heavy Mercedes vehicle, let's say S550. The number of automation and technology that has been built into this car industry in today's world, it basically gives you everything at ease on the dashboard. Everything is a touch of a button. So a lot of complex systems, activities, actions that we perform in the car are all done through simple buttons. Like you control your speed at which you want to put it there. That's your front end where you give the input. Back end, the engine is always being checked at what speed. So acceleration is given, brake is applied automatically to make you cruise it. What you interact with becomes your front end. What happens to logic becomes your back end. So with that in mind, if you look at our sales sheet also, it's the same thing. We have this in the front end and back end. What I want you to start realizing, team, and keep on focusing from there is technology is not this core business at all. It is always an enabler. The challenge sometimes where I see, right, there are a lot of people that I know who are in non-IT industry, but extremely successful in their own fields. And when I talk to them about technology, I see that then they want to use technology. They want some applications, some prototypes. And it's like you go to a doctor and say that this is exactly what I want. How do you know what you want when you get sick? Too much of communication over the internet. Once the business owners realize that it is not core business, my focus should not be there, it's just an enabler, you will start to put human functionalities into online world. Now, the client that we are talking about, Lunchables, is looking at what activities team. Technology is nothing but IT helps to automate and automate manual tasks. Isn't that what it does, team? Excel helps me maintain it quicker, faster, and so on. Now, As part of Lunchables, what are all the activities? There is like sales and there is marketing. There is the actual product preparation. There is also distribution. There is packing, and there is someone who has to look at administration of staff. Someone has to look at HR, human resources, what time, who's doing what, have they come in or not. When a business gets started, all this does not become important. There's only one core that is important. What is that? What is your product? And the most important thing is your customer. The reason these two things are important, you look at this equation team, I can have a great product and a customer. I don't need sales, marketing, distribution, packing, admin, HR. This is direct access, and that's where we build trust. But in today's world, to get there, you have to kind of grow that relationship. So product and customer, nothing is beyond that. That is where it has to be focused. So in sales sheet, if you look at, we're looking at daily sales products and so on. Let's use our skill that we did earlier and create one more sheet. And this, I'm going to name it as we're talking about customer, right? Customer details. This is extremely critical, team, for you to understand, and I'll tell you why. One of the first things I'm introducing in entry to IT, yes, we're doing Excel, all of us. Yes, we will do Word and within Excel a lot of things. HTML, WordPress, Java, we'll go into all of this. One of the first things I want to introduce you to is the CRM concept. This is customer relationship management. What is this? This team is one of the most non-coding jobs, right? And learn, certify, work, placed job. And the number of jobs that will come up in this team is heavy. So you can amazingly create a job profile of yours, which the world wants. Keep looking at it that way. Anytime, I would want to keep you from breaking down the larger goal to smaller ones. So if you want to achieve the bigger vision of I want an amazing career in IT, I want to be the project manager and so on, you will break it down and say, to do that, I need one skill, one job within hundreds, which I can do well. And CRM is an amazing area team. It is not as complex as an ERP because we are talking about only humans, marketing, and people here. And it is so nice to understand as a process that there are thousands and thousands, endless jobs too. The core value that you will get in terms of how can you become a CRM specialist is two ways, team. One, you need to ensure you understand process. Which process? The entire sales process. And this is very critical, team, for you to know briefly what it is. And then comes, what are the tools and technologies or methodologies that help us do this? Right. Why is it called CRM? What it is, I'll come to you, team. But my focus is try and explain through customer in mind. Now, for our client who is distributing corporate lunch, how do we, what is customer? Why is it important? Always step back to whiteboard, try and draw something and see what's coming across. End of the day, what is happening, team? You are the owner of the business. You take a product, you kind of change it, put a packing to it, and make it kind of beautiful, and then say, hey, customer, are you interested? So in sales, typically what it is, I have, let's say, one product, I have 10 people, out of that, will 2 buy or 10 buy? I don't know. Why? Because there's competition. What is the competition? Where do they have from? Our competition a lot of times is our own customer, because customer takes care of it. What is the problem? Lunch, having good lunch available quickly at their workplace, which is very easily manageable for them. Someday they feel, hey, you know what? I want to eat from home. I'll cook my food. Or I want to go out. The multiple ways. How can you be assured and start preparing for a certain number? How do you do that? You have to know about your customer and collect information. I want to ask the audience, in this concept, what are the information that you would seek from a customer? What are we trying to do? I have a product I have to sell. Now, to do this, do I need to know my customer more? If yes, then what are the products? Question to all. I'm going to pause the recording and look for answers. This tells me exactly your participation. Ashna team, I would really like you to start seeing who's active into this, because our internship jobs will start from this weekend. I want to see who was interested in CRM tools. I want to see who's interested in web development, mobile apps, a lot of things. Is the question clear to everyone? And so location is one. Thank you so much, Wafil. What else? Let's put address under location. Order types is not belonging to customer. It is belonging to you. You understand, team? What products, orders are belonging to you? First, start with core customer. Now, food type, target of sale. What are we talking, team? Why are you not? My thought is very simple, team. I'm seeing you, I'm looking at you, I'm seeing how you're responding. The gap is insanely high. What are we talking about? I want to know what is the first name of my customer. Maybe I don't need last name yet. An email address will help. A phone number will be great. A location will be awesome. I can reach out to them. I can keep interacting. Now, briefly look at the sales process. What is the sales process and what are we trying to do? You have your customer and you have your product. You need to push this there. How do you communicate that to your customer? Just imagine, team. You can call, you can text, correct, over the phone. You can send an email. You can send, what else can you send? Maybe a social media message, or maybe even WhatsApp, or Twitter, or LinkedIn. Hey, if I put something on my web app, will my customers come and look at it? Of course, that's the intent. If your marketing is not good, no, but otherwise they will. So a lot of times, while you're trying to get your customers' attention through your phone, text, chat, web application, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and all this, while we're doing all of this, team, we're collecting a lot of information about this customer, right? And sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're unhappy with your call and your product, services. There's so many interactions, team. But you need one customer. You have multiple ways and methodologies to get towards them. The first and foremost are these information, and totally yes, team. Then comes more of patterns, like what is the preferred meal? Like are they vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and so on. And someone else was telling me a few other things. Quantity sure could be, but do they use, like some people have a medium meal, some people have an extra large meal. So when I see, right, team, so a lot of the answers are very, very high, higher than in terms of what you gave than what I see, what I'm thinking of. So keep it very low. Now, let's take 4 names team. I'll just say A, B, C, D. I have A at whatever.com and so on. When I keep this information team, why do I store anything? So that I can use it, right? So if I have, let's say, B, so and so, C, so and so, D, so and so. Now, every day the customer does one process. And we'll talk about the sales process. Just look at this. Okay. One menu is up by 4 p.m. for next day, for example, right? And as part of the sales process, the menu is up, right? And then what they will do is start taking orders. How? Phone, email, text, right? Once the order is taken, then the product prepared, packed, delivered, right? Cash collected on delivery or monthly, right? Now, is it done, team? Look at it. It is very strange. For this, one of the biggest and most important things is repeat customer. You want the customer to keep coming back. It is not like a customer who comes, buys one car or big television, and you may not even see them for a couple of years more. This simple sales process where order is there, I want to tell, hey, this is what it is. So what is it that they will do, team? They primarily will prepare a flyer. A flyer that says that, hey, this is what it is, place your order, and the order is placed. With these customers, how do they send a flyer to them? A flyer is created. In fact, I have these versions getting ready also, team, for the client as we talk about. I believe the first view of the name, logo, the product itself, we'll start seeing today. How will we reach them? Email. So I can take 4 email addresses, and what do I do? This is where I wanted to focus on. Send email. How do we send an email? Very simple. I'm asking this question. How will you send an email, team? From your Gmail account, or you have a corporate email account? Is that correct? There's a lot more thing. How do you send bulk emails to many of our customers? How do we do that? Now, right now, we have just 4. No worries. I can send 4 different emails to each. I'll say, hey, A, what do you want today? B, what do you want? C, do you want something specific? This is what we have. D, how about you? Right? That's one. Or I can send one email, say common, to all at one go. So there is common email and there is personalized email. Very critical, team. Today, a little focus on this because you will be really able to take it forward into a lot of applications. What is a common email? I'm just looking at the differences. Pros and cons. If I send a common email, what is it? I can send it faster, no customizations, and so on, right? Then it looks like mass and not targeted to me. Why? You'll see BCC email, hello everyone. It doesn't say hi Karthik or hello Karthik. It says hello everyone or hi team. It doesn't take individual names. That is your common email. Personalized email takes a lot more effort because you have to sit, write to each other, think about each other, and remember the suggestions you were giving, that what is the preferred food and so on. So that becomes personalization. In this quest of personalization, we put in a lot of effort, team. So more focus on each customer than mass. So it is not mass and talk. So while we send it, it still is not mass. So you're sending what else is the personalized email, customization efforts, customized. That's the difference. All right. Faster, no customization. You send it mass and not targeted to me. Now, for 4 customers, 10 customers, 20, up to 100, 200 team does not really matter. The challenges come with growth of business. And always remember, team, when you want to build a house, let's say invest 2 crores and build a house, won't you get the best architecture to design and say, hey, listen, as of now, I need just 3 levels, but then keep it expandable, so I want to add more levels later. The same is with business team. When you start, right, we will think that when it grows, we will think about bigger things. Absolutely fine, but when you're small, you have to think about those details. How do I target each customer? That is the same thing that gets into bigger things. So team, for doing this, there are multiple systems in the market. The question comes as to how to automate my sales process. What it says is, I want to give personalized experience to my customer and still be able to do my sales faster and more efficient. Why did this thought process come? Humans always had these 2 choices. You send a common email to 100 people or you send one personalized email. Now, why this new requirement that I want the best of both worlds? Effort of common email, but the success of personalized email. That is the business plan. That is where they're saying that, they're expecting technology to make this happen. I already have email systems that do this, but I don't have maybe systems for this. That is where we have to look at the world's CRMs, customer relationship management. The point about customer relationship management is, in today's world, no customer, food is different because you go try, multiple times a day, so you get to experience it. But let us say in electronics and so on, if the salesperson is there and it's a big thing, right, that you need to see them, talk to them face to face. Primarily what we are trying to do is, the concept is very simple. You cannot sell if the trust and relationship is not built. If Karthik gets on to a stranger and says, you know what, this is a black box, I won't even show you what is inside, I will charge you 1,000 rupees. Maybe people who know me, trust me, will give that 1,000, but a stranger wouldn't. And business is about trying to win over hundreds and hundreds of strangers that you're not aware. As long as you're within your home, within your office, it's very bounded. Within business, you want to open up, right? In this, all that we have to do is nurture and build relationships. Sales is automated into a process and made as a tool. tool. And one of the biggest advantages that we have in today's world is our process and tools are so much. If you know tools, you'll automatically know the process. So to do that, you need to know your customer, build relationship with them, and then be able to manage what you want to do. And repeat customer, repeat thing is one keyword in this business. And that is something that you have to keep looking at. That's relationship management. Now, team, this was a little deviation towards CRM. I would love to open a CRM and show you, but I know that there are a few more pending things on the Microsoft spreadsheet that I would like to first do. Any questions that you have meanwhile? And team, today's session is going to be short in terms of what we want to do. I would like you all to start looking at, because Ashna, I want every student to have their Google Drive folder. As we give assignments, I want you to start putting it there. And so there are a few things on execution that we'll do. Remember, for live projects, we used to do this, where we focused on how each student is learning, what they're doing, which team they are. Similarly, we want to do live trainings. So on videos, it's self-learning, but when they're live here and spending time, we want to be able to groom them, assess, and keep certifying.
Okay.
So, team, let me go back to the spreadsheet and look at what else we can do. There's a lot of beauty in this, team, in terms of what you can do further. One of the most important things is analysis. Keep asking questions. First question you'll ask is, why did the first customer buy from you? Okay. The second question you'll ask is, why didn't the second customer buy from you? And so on. And finally, why did I do good today? Why did I do bad today? For us, I kept telling you, right? View, visual, user interface, user experience. This is good for someone who will sit down for 15 minutes, go line by line, and make calculated guess. Because if I look at the way this sheet is, I don't know which one I did great and bad, worst, and so on. Or I have to literally search, is 144 great or 138 is here? It becomes tough to view. This is data, great. Data is there, stored in a warehouse. Just assume that. We want to view it, visualize data. That is called data visualization team. You have built your data, you want to view it. And that is called data visualization. It is very simple, team. There are so many sets of objects and data in the world. You can collect information, but to be able to access, view, use that information becomes extremely tight. And to do that, we use a lot of tools, team, and this comes in business intelligence. Right? For us, it is very simple. I have a problem that I can't look at this sheet and analyze. I want more visual. And for that, I think maybe I'll be using for the first time charts in Google Sheets. So let's see, insert chart. What does it say? Nice. It is telling me something, team. Let's talk about this. I'm going to play more, maybe talk less, because like I said, I did not use the charts in Google Sheets earlier. So I will be playing around as well. All right, let's see this. Wow, this is good. Chart editor, data, stacking, none, customize. This is complex. Okay, but this is good. Chart type. Look at this thing. What are these? There's a different ways for you to look at. There's a line chart, bar chart, pie chart, this chart, that chart. Don't worry, there's like immense number of charts. And what we learned in, let's say, 15, 20 years of engineering and so on, our set of charts, but today's visualization is so complex that they're beautiful. They're very interactive charts. Let's take a simple one. Let's not complicate. A simple line chart. Stacking. I don't know what it is, team. Do you see what I'm saying? In IT, self-learning is constant. You'll have your guru, you'll have your mentor, you'll have your peer friends, everyone. There'll be times when you're stuck, you yourself, internet in your system, and you're presented with a tool. How do you go around playing? View, visual, what is Google trying to say? Where will it focus? They are not fools. They're putting a lot of effort to make it easy. Stacking, I don't know what is stacking team. But as a click, it says non-standard 100%. Okay. Data range. What is the data range? Add x-axis, add series. See, I'm talking slower and thinking more. Let's see, data range, select data range. Let's see this. What is this I6? That is what it's saying, right? Why is it pointing to I16? Where is I? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and 6. Oh, I clicked on this field and then say add chart. And that was the reason it is trying to do it, correct? Looks like, because since its data range is I6, no, this is not correct. I will delete this. I will say, this is my data range. And now if I say insert chart, see, isn't this much better? What did I do? Look at it now. Remove this here. Okay. So visually it is easy for us. All right. So see, on left side is data, on right side is a picture, image. Now, as I take my mouse over, I'm glad there's this, and see the buttons. What is red in this? I don't know. What is blue in this? I don't know. What is yellow in this? I don't know. Visualization starting pointing is trying to put what is existing in a raw data into something that is more easily manageable and understood. All right. Now, one of the first things is this column names. It didn't bring anything. Let's see if we can edit anything. This does not look great by itself. Edit chart. Let's see what are the options. Stacking. What are these? I don't know. So I'll not play with it. Data range seems to be okay. X-axis, I don't know. Series, this is what it is. Switch rows, columns. Use row 4 as header. Use column A as labels. Okay, at least date has come team. If I say use row 4 as header, it will be incorrect. Now use the old chart editor. See, this is an older version also. That's okay. If I'm starting, I would rather start with a new version. I don't need to downgrade my learning team unless the job says so. Wow, this is even more advanced. Customized, chart, 3D, a lot of things. No problem, we'll get to that later. Let's focus and complete one thing correctly. So in this, my intent is to try and get what each of these fields are. Sometimes when you reduce the size, sorry team. Sometimes when you reduce the size, it automatically stops showing you. But in this case, I don't see anything. All I'm seeing is labels team. Whenever you have or you are being exposed to something new and it could sound confusing, the best thing to do is open a new version of that application, put some sample easily understandable data, implement what you learn. This time was the chart, and see how it works. Okay. Now, for example, I'll say month. Okay, you know what we have here? Here is it. Monthly sales. Here's what I'll put: month, sale, quantity. 3 things. What is this? Jan, Feb, March, April. Sorry, team, had to take a quick water break. All right, let's say it's 10, 12, 16, 3. I'll just say May also maybe, and say 25. Quantity, I don't know. I'll just put random in my head here. It's not about logic. I took raw data, very simple, not as complex and as rich as this. Why? Right now I want to learn one concept. Exactly how does charts work? I will select this data, go to the chart, and say insert a chart. And this chart is here. Now, do you see the difference? Sale and quantity is here. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, they became this. Now use row 1 as headers. If I remove this, what will happen? Row 1 is header. Yes, so this is correct. Sale and quantity. And you should be able to keep the values visible here. Should be there. This is nice. But hey, why don't we change the chart to something else? How does it look this way? Look, I sold $10 with one customer. I sold $25, but to 5 customers. Different representation. The whole purpose of visualizing your business data is to make some good decisions that will help you what we have to do. So see, Jan, you made 15.2%. Feb, I made 18.2%. March, I made 24.2%. May, April. Nice. Isn't it nice, team? Such a nice representation. Quickly, you know, May is awesome. That's the best. Jan kind of worst was April. March and Feb have been going decent. The clients won't ask, but don't you think you could create something that is visually so attractive and please the end customer that, hey, this is what we're doing for you? Don't you now slowly start having the confidence that I don't need to be an entire end-to-end IT guy. I have simple tools, technologies, concepts that I can understand, master a tool, get certified, and then start working. Isn't this a great looking thing to deliver? A little bit more tweaks. Don't you think this customers will pay? That is what keep focusing on. All right. So team, I would want to kind of give a break for today at this point. I would love to now start interacting because me teaching to you doing becomes more important from day 4. I would like you all to start participating. So get ready for some assignments, exercises. The best first assignment you could do is repeat what I did in the first 3 days at your end. Watch the videos and repeat it. Do not ask for documentations yet because I want you to write down yourself. Reading what I wrote later, you'll always get it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. That's it from my side for today. If there are any generic questions, let us know. You have our team numbers and emails to reach out. We'll see you back in next session. Bye, everyone. Thank you all.